case very much restricted to exam point of view, although some point which are operational that also I'll be discussing, but mostly we'll be keeping it limited to exam point of view. So first we'll be starting with a definition, which is very important, that who is a customer. So customer, any person who maintains account, that was the old definition. Apart from that, as per RBI, some amendments were there. So amendment is one on whose behalf the account is maintained. So generally the beneficial owner, in many of the cases, the beneficial owner will not open the account in his or her name. So they are also such kind of account. We'll be calling them as a customer. Then beneficiary of transactions conducted by professional intermediaries. So whenever we are opening pooled account, etc., in those cases, the original person to whom that transaction belong, they'll be our customer, and any person who is connected with a financial transaction which can pose risk to the bank. In that case also, such kind of people will be considered as a customer. Now, what is banking? So definition of banking, it is given as per Banking Regulation Act 1949. Acceptance of deposit of money from the public for the purpose of lending or investment. So that is the definition of banking. Now we accept deposit from individuals as well as non-individuals. Now what is banking if we discuss further? So we accept deposit, we borrow money from Reserve Bank and other market players. Then internal generation of profit and raising fund from the market, that is the purpose. Then we'll be talking about use of the money. So regulatory requirement, we have to maintain some part of our money with in the form of CRR, SLR, capital adequacy. Then we used to provide loan. We used to invest in equity. So if we talk about this, our treasury team used to take care of this part and para-banking activities. So this is all the banking about. Now further, if we move from here, then banking is nothing without customer. So the very important lesson regarding banking is the banker and customer relationship. So we are having different kind of relationship in different kind of transactions. For example, if a customer is keeping deposit in the bank, so the role of the bank will be the debtor, since we have to pay this money to the customer, and customer will become creditor. In reverse way, when we are providing loan to the customer, so in that case, bank will become creditor since we have to get this money from the customer, and customer will become debtor. Then third relationship is regarding SDV locker. In this case, bank will be licensor and customer will be licensee, as bank is providing license to operate the locker which customer will be operating. That's why bank is a licensor and customer will become licensee. Previously, this relationship was different, but after change in the guideline, RBI has prescribed now this relationship will be called as a licensor, licensee. In case of safe custody, it is bailey-bailer relationship. In case of issue of a draft, so this particular relationship we are talking from the purchaser point of view. In that case, bank will become debtor and purchaser of the DD will become creditor. Now coming to the next party to a demand draft, that is payee. In that case, bank will become trustee, as the payee is the beneficiary and bank is keeping that money. So bank will become trustee. Then if you talk about collection of a check, so in this particular sense, we work as an agent of our customer on whose behalf we are collecting that check. So customer will become principal and bank will become agent. In case of pledge of any article, bank will become pledgee or customer will become pledger. Also, we used to call it pawnee and pawner. In case of mortgage, since customer is creating mortgage, so customer will become mortgager and bank will become mortgagee. Same is the case with hypothecation. Customer will become hypothecator and bank will become hypothecatee. In case of money deposited by the customer, but no instruction has been given for its disposal. In such case, what will happen since customer has not provided any information? So this money will be kept, we will become trustee and customer will become beneficiary. Also will be the same case when customer has missed some item in the bank premises. In that case, bank will become trustee and customer will remain beneficiary. So these are the total 12 relationship which a banker and customer can have. And this plays very important role because on the basis of this relationship, different kind of duties and rights will be arising. Now talking about the branch channel. So what services we used to provide? Sales service. We used to give loans. We used to accept deposit. We used to have insurance, mutual fund, government business. So different kind of activities we used to have. Then services, if you talk about banking services, account opening, cash receipt, payment, issuance of checkbook, stop payment, fixed deposit opening, closure, issuance of demand draft, and deliverables such as checkbook, debit card, etc. So I'm moving fast since these things we are doing. So I'm not putting much of time on these points. Apart from that, other services also we used to provide like acceptance of query and complaints. If any customer is having investment services, standing instruction, we used to offer retail loan, demat services, and other more services also we are offering. If you're talking about main function of a branch, mobilizing resources, then deposit and advances. So these are our main function. Apart from that, remittance of the fund, maintenance of ATM, collection of checks and bills. So we used to do, if you talk about ancillary services, so marketing, selling of government business, providing locker facility, stamp binding, and exchanging of old or soil notes. Now coming to another concept, that is base branch and non-base branch. In old days, a customer used to be a customer of a particular branch, but nowadays definition has been broadened. Now customer of a bank is a customer of entire bank. So we cannot say customer of X branch or Y branch. So with this concept has arisen, that is base branch and non-base branch. Base branch is the branch where customer is maintaining his or her account, and non-base branch will be all other branch except that branch where account is being maintained. Now, if you talk about the transaction, different type of transaction which we used to do in the branch. So cash transaction, cash deposit and withdrawal. And apart from that, remittance of the fund using different method. For example, NEFT, RTGS, IMPS. So all these things we used to do. Apart from that, clearing transaction we used to do for instruments, for example, check, demand draft. So we used to collect on behalf of the customer. And whenever checks are presented through other banks, we used to do clearing services for them. Now, if you're talking about accounting system in banking, so from here we'll be discussing, we are having double entry system. Whenever any transaction takes place, this transaction is to be recorded in double entry system. For example, in case if customer is depositing the cash to the branch, so cash on hand account will be debiting and will be crediting to the customer's account. Vice versa, whenever cash payment we are doing, so customer's account will get debited and we will credit cash on hand account. And for each and every account, we are having maker and checker concept, and all deposited are liabilities and advances are assets. So this is a concept in accounting. Now, some new initiative which have been taken as per RBI instruction. So first one is positive pay system. Now, if you talk about positive pay system, it has become live from 1/1/2021 onwards. Earlier, it was for check amount more than 5 lakh, but then there was one modification. From 1/1/2023 onwards, this positive pay system has been made mandatory for all the checks amounting rupees 2 lakh and above. Now, next question come, how customer can put a request for positive pay? So we are having 6 channels available for this. First one is Finacle or CBS. So customer will visit the branch and they can request to the branch people. That is first thing. Second is through SMS banking. Third is through internet banking. Fourth one is through Vyom. Fifth one is through Ubicon. And last one is through corporate website. So these are the modes available through which customer can request for positive pay system. So there might be a question that which of the following method can be availed for the purpose of positive pay system. Now, possibly 4 of these can be there in the option and 5th one might not be there. So this way you can remember that 6 methods are there for positive pay system. Now, next question which can be regarding payment or withdrawal of cash at non-base branch. So there are different guidelines. If customer himself or herself is visiting the branch, that is a non-base branch, in that case, customer can withdraw up to 1 lakh rupee. However, the guideline in case of third party, it will get changed. In case if third party is visiting, so in case of saving bank account, they can withdraw up to 10,000, means third party can withdraw. And in case of current or overdraft account, this amount will go up to 25,000. In case of customer self, if customer is visiting himself or herself, in that case also, proper identification of drawer, it should be asked from the customer. After verifying only, this payment can be made. Now coming to another guideline that is related to demand draft. So if we are issuing demand draft for amount 20,000 or more, then it should be account pay crossing should be there on demand draft, because we cannot make payment of 20,000 or more in cash through DD. So that's why any DD which is issued for 20,000 or more, it should be account pay. Now, if customer wants to avail demand draft, in that case, 50,000 and above should be issued against the debit to the customer's account. Means we cannot issue any DD amounting 50,000 or more in cash. In case if the total amount, aggregating amount, for example, one DD 20,000, another 20,000, third one is 15,000. So aggregate amount is 55,000. If customer is breaking, in that case also, we cannot issue these three DD because aggregate amount will exceed 50,000. So that also we have to take care. That's what the policy says. Now coming to next point, that is TDS. So TDS, it is applicable if customer is having deposit with the bank and amount of deposit exceed 40,000. So in case of general public, if total interest earned by a customer in a financial year, if it is 40,000 and more, and we are having valid PAN card, means PAN card is entered in the system, in that case, TDS will be 10%. In case of senior citizen, when we are having valid PAN card, the deduction will be 10% if amount of the interest exceed 50,000 in a financial year. Now, there might be another case when customer's valid PAN number is not available with us. In such cases, TDS at the rate 20% will be deducted for normal public, that is general public, if total interest earned in a financial year is 40,000 rupee and more. And in case of senior citizen, if PAN is not available and interest earned is more than 50,000, in that case, TDS at the rate of 20%, it will be deducted. Now talking about certain obligations under Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, Section 12. So it says that we shall maintain a record of prescribed transaction and we shall furnish information of these transactions to specific authority. Now under this, there are transactions. For example, first one, if we talk about, it is non-profit organization transaction report. So all transactions which involve a receipt by non-profit organization, if it is exceeding rupees 10 lakh or its equivalent in foreign currency, we need to report it to respective authority under PMLA. In case of counterfeit currency note, all cash transaction using forged currency. So whenever fake currency is there, now there might be different cases like number of notes up to 4 or more than 4. So that will be discussing separately, but each and every single incident is needed to be reported. In case of cross-border wire transfer reporting, any transaction of rupees 5 lakh or its equivalent in currency, foreign currency, we shall report. And in case of suspicious transaction report, irrespective of any amount, if we find any transaction to be suspicious, we need to report it to authority. And for reporting this, we are having a package called Omni Enterprises. So we have to enter all these reports in Omni Enterprises package. Now, if we talk about impersonal account, so first question comes, what is impersonal account? So impersonal accounts are those accounts which are not in the name of any person or which are used for the purpose of office. So those accounts are called impersonal account. Some example of impersonal account are sundry account, suspense account, then POB account, income account, expenditure account, or any other account which is not owned by any person. So all such account will come under the category of impersonal account. And we use these accounts for the office purpose only. Now, there are certain guidelines regarding voucher preparation. So all the vouchers which are there in the branch, those should be signed by the branch manager or deputy branch manager. In case after certain amount, for example, 50,000, if it is there, in that case, those should be signed by the two officials. And each and every transaction which is taking care in the branch, it should be properly recorded. Means voucher should be prepared and it should be kept in record. Now talking about POB accounts. So POB accounts are those accounts where one office is making payment on behalf of another office. So such kind of accounts are called POB. Since one has made payment on behalf of another, so they will raise POB claim against another branch. So all these entries which are created in POB accounts, those are to be reversed in 15 days. Means those cannot remain outstanding for more than 15 days. This is regarding general POB account. Then there is a specific POB account that is related to cash remittance. So this account number 803 7500. For this specific account, we have to reverse in T+1 day. Means, for example, if we are creating entry today, so by tomorrow means next working day. If it is a holiday, then next working day. So on T+1 working day basis, we have to reverse this transaction. Otherwise, this will hamper our SISLOB. Now, further going, digital authority check. So digital authority check, whenever we are sending money from one branch to another branch, in that case, we used to send this money through digital authority check. In that case, only inter-sold transactions are permitted. And before doing day end, we have to make balance in digital authority check as 0. Now further moving, then we need to maintain certain registers in our branch. Those are cash register, key register, safe in safe out register, ATM cash or reconciliation register, security item register, complaint register, customer meet register. The frequency for customer meet, it is monthly, we have to conduct. Then vigilance committee register, staff meeting register, office order register, attendance register, executive visit register, OFF, locker register, and loan application register. Now further, if we move to operations part, as a banker, we are having certain duties towards our customer. So first duty which we are having, that is duty of secrecy. Now, duty of secrecy tells that we shall not share our customer data with any third party without customer's permission. Second is duty to honor check, which says we shall honor check whenever it is presented. Third one is duty to collect checks or bills. So we have to collect checks on behalf of the customer, and duty to submit periodical statement whenever asked by any of the regulatory authority. However, duty of secrecy is having certain exception also. We can disclose the data under certain situation. That is, first one is order of a court. Whenever any court is giving any order to disclose, we have to. Then disclosure as per IT Act 1961. Then under CPC 1973, whenever in charge of a police station is asking for data under section 91 and section 102, and other acts which are giving such power to CBI, custom officer, center excise officers, and sales tax officer. Apart from that, we are having duty of secrecy disclosure as per banking practice. So whenever other creditor, for example, other bank, if they are giving loan to any party, so they may ask interbank report. So as per IBA format, we have to provide this. Whenever customer is giving consent, in that case, we can disclose. And whenever any case is there of public interest, in that case also we can share. Then we are having duty to owner check, subject to certain conditions. That is first, if balance is there and balance is properly applicable, means it is not kept for any other purpose, and bank must be duly required to pay the amount when these conditions are met. Then we are having certain kind of restrictive orders regarding customer account. So one of such kind of order is garnishee order. Now, if you talk about garnishee order, it is issued by a competent court under Section 60 of Civil Procedure Code. Now, this particular order can be issued at the request of creditor to attach the debtor's fund. In garnishee order, we are having two stages. First stage of the order is nisi, and then second stage is called absolute order. In first case or first stage, we can say nisi. What used to happen? A order that is called nisi, it means court asked the banker to explain as why this fund of the depositor should not be attached. Then banker will be replying, on receipt of order nisi, bank will mark the lien on the amount and immediately inform the customer about the receipt of the order. So whenever we are receiving this nisi order, we have to lien mark the amount and we need to inform the customer. And when we receive the second stage order, that is absolute order, in this absolute order, we need to pay the amount to the court. So this is the garnishee. First is nisi, second one is absolute. So two parts are there. In first one, court will be asking for the particular amount to be, court will ask for the explanation. In that case, what we'll be doing, we'll be putting lien, and in second, we'll be transferring the fund. So this particular garnishee order, it is issued by the court. Then there is another order that is called attachment order. Now, attachment order can be issued as per IT Act 1961, and this order can attach saving account, current deposit account, term deposit account, and proceed of collection item to be credited to the amount. Now, there are certain difference between garnishee and attachment order. So we'll be discussing about these differences. If you talk about garnishee order, it is issued by court. Attachment order is issued by IT department. In this garnishee order, you will not be receiving the amount for which we have to issue the order. However, in attachment order, you will be finding the amount is mentioned. So we have to attach that particular amount. Garnishee order is applicable to present deposit, means whatever deposit I am having today, that only can be attached or that only can be kept under garnishee order. However, in attachment order, if there is any future credit, that also will come under attachment. In garnishee order, collection not attached means if you are going to further, if some instrument was there in collection, so since effect has not been cleared, that will not get attached. However, in attachment, that collection also will get attached. Garnishee order, it is not applicable in joint account. So if garnishee order is issued against A and account is in the name of A and B, so that account will not come under garnishee order. However, in case of attachment order, joint account will be attached on pro rata basis. Means if A and B are there, so 50% part amount will be belonging to A and 50% to the B. So amount belonging to A, since our order is in the name of A, so that 50% amount will get attached. In garnishee order, deceased account cannot be attached. However, in attachment order, deceased account can also be attached. In garnishee order, insolvent account cannot be attached. However, in attachment order, insolvent account can also be attached. So these are the differences between garnishee order and attachment order. Now we have seen duties of a banker. Now we are having certain rights also. So first right is right of general lien. Second one is right of set off. Third one is right of appropriation. And fourth one is right to act as per mandate of the customer. So general lien, it says a general lien is a right of one person to retain any property of good which are in his possession belonging to another person until the promise or liability is discharged. So in general language, one customer has availed one loan and alternatively customer is maintaining SB account. Now there is certain amount overdue in loan account and there is certain balance in saving account. In this case, what we can do under right to general lien, we can keep that particular balance in lien since customer is having liability due. Or alternatively, we can take one more example that customer is having one loan account, one SB account, and apart from that, customer is having another loan account where customer has given property as a security. Now, customer has closed the account where customer has offered the property, and another clean account is running where amount is overdue. Now, we can keep this property of one loan account as a general lien because customer is not fulfilling his liability. So this is a case of general lien. We are having general lien. Under general lien, we can hold the property, but we cannot execute. Means that property we can sell, we cannot sell. We can hold the property, but we cannot sell. Now, second is right of set off. Right of set off says, now under lien, we have kept hold of that particular account, but right to set off says we can transfer the amount of saving account to the loan account. So saving account is having certain balance and loan account is having certain overdue. So up to the extent of overdue amount, we can transfer the fund from saving. But this cannot be done without serving a notice to the customer. Before executing right of set off, we have to serve a notice to the customer. And another thing, balance must be due. It cannot happen that only outstanding is there in loan account. There is no portion of overdue. So whenever amount gets overdue, then only we can use right to set off. Then we are having right of appropriation. Now right of appropriation tells when customer is having three liabilities and there is balance in saving account. So customer has for example, you consider one example, a customer is having a housing loan, a personal loan, and a saving account. Now there is 5,000 overdue in housing loan, 5,000 overdue in saving in this term loan account, that is personal loan, and customer is having 5,000 rupee balance in SB account. Now customer has not given any direction for use of this 5,000 rupee in saving account. Now it is banker's right. Bankers can appropriate that particular amount of saving account to any of these two accounts. Now we know that personal loan, since there no security is available, so first we will be appropriating towards personal loan. So this is the right of appropriation. Then last right is right to act as per mandate of the customer. Now this particular act says we have to act as per mandate of the customer. Later on, even though customer may ask us that how we have done this, so that mandate gives us right to act on behalf of the customer. Now coming to termination of relationship, when does relationship of a banker and customer terminate? So death, lunacy and insolvency of the customer terminates the relationship. However, in case of arrest, imprisonment and migration to foreign country, our relationship will remain intact without any deficiency. So only in case of death, lunacy and insolvency of a customer, our relationship will get terminated. So this was the first part that was regarding banking operations. Now we are coming to second part, that is operational guideline of the deposit. Now under this we are having various deposit schemes. So first we'll be starting with deposit scheme. So demand deposit means any deposit which is received by the bank and which is withdrawable by on demand. So if we talk about saving deposit and current deposit, these two deposit is having such kind of nature that customer can request through either check or through different kind of, we can say digital banking facilities, customer can withdraw the amount. Now, second comes time deposit. Time deposit means those deposits which are kept for a fixed time period with the bank. Those are called time deposit. So all the term deposit will come under the category of time deposit. Now, if you're talking about term deposit schemes, So there are categories: fixed deposit, short deposit, recurring deposit, monthly income scheme, quarterly income scheme, and deposit reinvestment certificate. Then there comes one more category of deposit that is called a bulk deposit. Now, if we go with previous year guideline, any bulk deposit was deposit amount of rupees 3 crore and above. Now, this year there is change in the guideline. It is a single rupee term deposit of rupees 3 crore and above. Now, for example, there we have broken the amount, 3 deposit of 1 crore each. We have opened in a single day. Whether it will be considered as a bulk deposit or not. So in this policy, in this year's policy, it has been changed. Now, if the aggregate deposit of 3 individual deposit is exceeding 3 crore, we will not treat it as a bulk deposit. It will remain in the category of retail deposit only. Please remember this point. This is a change in this year's policy. Now, bulk deposit, it can be either callable or non-callable depending upon the request of the customer. Then there is another concept that is called notice deposit. Notice deposits, those are kind of deposit in which customer has to give a notice of 31 days before withdrawing such kind of deposit. Then daily product, it means the product on which interest is applied on the end of the day balance. And then there is non-callable term deposit. Non-callable term deposits are those kind of term deposit which cannot be closed prematurely. Means these can be closed after maturity only. However, there are certain exceptions to these that I'll be discussing. So if we talk about the bulk deposit, so bulk deposit means minimum amount should be 3 crore. Maximum, there is no limitation. The period of the bulk deposit, if it is a callable bulk deposit, minimum period is 7 days. If it is a notice period bulk deposit, minimum period is 32 days and maximum for both callable and notice period is 120 months. In case of non-callable deposit, minimum period is 61 days and maximum period is 36 months. In case if customer want to withdraw a notice period deposit, customer has to provide 31 days notice in advance for premature closure. However, waiver is available whenever customer want to give notice period for less than 31 days. In that case, this particular power has been vested with GM DMD or the vertical head of a deposit mobilization department. So any one of these two can permit. In case of this non-callable deposit also, it can be closed before the maturity in special cases. For example, death of the depositor, that is one case. Second one, if a depositor is dealing with some life-threatening case, or there is order from the court, or there is any statutory requirement, means any guideline from statute, in that case also we can prematurely close the non-callable deposit. Now, if we talk about account opening, so we can open saving account, current account, and term deposit account. If we talk about saving account, so these can be opened in the name of individual and certain organization and agencies which are approved by RBI. Now, what are those agencies? I'll be discussing later. If we talk about current and term deposit, so these can be opened by individual, partnership firm, proprietorship firm, private and public limited companies, HUF, special agencies, societies, trust, authorities created by government, limited liability partner. So we can say almost all type of constitution can open current and term deposit. However, there are restrictions on opening of saving deposit. So saving deposit, proprietor cannot open a saving deposit. Partnership firm means generally the agencies which are involved in the business, they cannot open saving deposits. Now, if you talk about account opening process, so in our bank, we are having different type of account opening process. So first one is account opening process, that is online account opening through the customer self journey and branch assisted journey. Two journeys are there. Apart from that, we are having centralized account opening process through DMS process. So DMS we can use. Apart from that, eKYC and account opening through business correspondent. So presently, four methods are there. Again, I am repeating. First one is digital journey of the customer. So self journey and branch assisted journey. Second one is through centralized data management, that is DMS, document management services. Apart from that, we are having eKYC process, and then we are having account opening through BC Point. And this account opening is subject to KYC and AML guidelines. So we need to follow these. For opening of the account, we have to obtain OVD, officially valid document from the customer. So it says identity card and address proof we need to obtain. Apart from that, PAN card. In lieu of PAN card, we can obtain Form 60. And apart from this, FATCA declaration we need to open. And all the documents should be verified with the original. Now regarding account opening, so we can have different kind of mandate. So here we are discussing about the mandate. So in case of individual account, one individual can operate the account without any restriction. In joint, we can have different kind of mandate. So first one is joint mandate. In joint mandate, both the person together have the right to do any of the transaction in the account. In case if one person is asking to do transaction, we cannot do. In case of either a survivor, both are having equal right for the purpose of operation in the account. However, closure of the account will, in this case, we have to mandate both of them to come together. And either a survivor, if any of the person dies, another person can carry on the transaction. Same is the case with anyone or survivor. So in either or survivor, we are having two parties or two joint holder. In anyone or survivor, we can have more than two joint holder. So any one of them can operate the account at any point of time. However, for the purpose of closure of the account, we have to take requests from all three together. Now talking about the death claim point of view between A and B. If A dies and B want to withdraw the money prematurely in case of term deposit, then B along with the legal heir of A, together they can request for the premature closure. Otherwise, on maturity, B will be having right to close. Same case will be applicable in case of anyone or survivor. So for example, A, B and C are the person who are holding the account. If A dies, then B or C, they can withdraw the amount from saving account. In case of term loan, I have told B or C, term deposit, B or C, along with the legal heir of A, can withdraw prematurely amount. On maturity, either B or C can withdraw the amount. Then in case of former survivor, as the name suggests, all the rights till the former is alive, all the rights will remain with former. In case of death of former, only the rights will be transferred to the survivor. So till the, for example, if A is former and B is survivor, till the time A is alive, all the rights of the account will remain with A. On the death of A, rights will be transferred to survivor, that is B. Then next mandate comes letter of survivor. So as the name suggests, all the rights will remain with letter. So here, if we consider A and B are the person and B is the letter, so all the rights will remain with B. Upon the death of B, rights will be transferred to A. So operation joint account we have discussed. Now we will talk about nomination. So nomination is the facility which is available to the individual as well as sole proprietorship account. So in this case, any of the joint holder or any of the individual as well as joint holder, they can opt for any person, they can nominate any person. At present, if we go with the guideline, one nominee can be appointed for one account. A nominee will come into picture only after death of the account holder. Now, there are certain guidelines regarding nominee. Whenever any illiterate customer is making a nominee, In that case, we have to obtain witness. So a third party will be witness in this case. A minor cannot nominate a person, but if we talk about minor account, uh, in that case, minor can be a nominee, but minor cannot appoint a nominee. The role of nominee will come in picture only after the death of the account holder. Then regarding deposit guidelines, we'll be discussing about interest payment. So if we talk about the saving account, so in saving account, interest is repayable on quarterly basis. So in previous policy, months were mentioned. Now in this year's policy, month has been removed. It is only mentioned that it is to be paid on quarterly interval. If we talk about the deposit rate, so saving bank deposit rate, it depends on the amount which is available in the saving deposit. If we talk about present guideline, so 2.75% that balance, if balance is up to 50 lakh rupee in saving deposit, the rate of interest is 2.75 and it is applicable from 1st of June 2024. Then there is provision of additional interest of 1% in case if this deposit is being made in the name of any of the member or the retirement member of the banks. So in case of staff, this benefit will be available. Now this account can be singly or jointly with the family member, but the condition says the first holder of the account should be the staff member. Now second condition, spouse of a deceased member means our deceased staff's spouse, they are also eligible for this 1% additional interest. However, children are not eligible. In case of any association or fund, whose member are bank's staff, so such association is also eligible for 1% additional interest, and resident senior citizen will be getting additional 0.5% for term deposit. Now this particular amount, it is limited up to 5 crore of deposit. Now this 5 crore also, this will be the principal part. So it will be limited up to 5 crore. For example, if I am having deposit of 5.5 crore, so I'll be getting this benefit up to 5 crore rupee only. For this remaining 50 lakhs, this additional rate of interest will not be available. Now there might be the case when a retired staff member is senior citizen also. So in that case, they'll be getting 1% benefit for the staff and remaining 0.5% benefit as they are the senior citizen. So total benefit will go to 1.5%. Now, there can be a case when the person is super senior citizen. Now, super senior citizen means any person who has crossed the age of 80 years. In that case, we will be offering 0.25% extra. So if a general public super senior citizen is there, from general public means who is not a staff member, we will be offering 0.75% additional rate of interest. And when any of our retired staff or a spouse of the retired staff, if they are deceased retired staff, if they are senior citizen, in that case, they will be getting 1.75% additional rate of interest. So 1% for staff, 0.5% for senior citizen, and 0.25% extra over and above 0.5%, that is for super senior citizen. So here, again, I will be summarizing. For retired staff member, 1% extra. For retired senior citizen staff or in case if they are deceased, their spouse, 1.5% extra. For retired super senior citizen or super senior citizen spouse of a retired deceased person, 1.75%. Now, if we talk about the frequency of interest payment, so in case of current account, no interest will be paid. But there might be a case when a current account was in the name of proprietor and this proprietor has died and this account death claim settlement has not taken place. So in such case, the date on which you will be settling this particular death claim in current account. So that proprietor, if this proprietor dies, in that case, what will happen from the date of the death till the death claim settlement, whatever period is there, for that period, we have to pay the interest at the rate of saving bank deposit. So whatever interest will be applicable for saving bank deposit, we need to pay this. Now, there are certain guidelines regarding minor account. So term deposit, recurring deposit, these can be opened in the name of minor, which can be called a minor's account. However, in case of minor's account, there is a restriction that minor account will be operated by their guardian, generally natural guardian. So they will be operating on behalf of minor, and this fund will be utilized for the purpose of minor. But there is a clause that any minor who has attained the age of 10 years, they can independently operate their account subject to certain condition, that is KYC norms and due diligence of minor we have to conduct. Second thing, their natural guardian have to give a declaration that their guardian will, their ward will be operating the account individually. But for this condition is minimum age should be 10 years. And this account will remain always in credit balance. Overdraft will not be allowed. Even though account is under PMJDY scheme also, we cannot allow any overdraw portion. Also, checkbook can be issued in such kind of account. However, this check will be allowed for the purpose of cash withdrawal, that also from the base branch. It cannot be issued for the purpose of clearing, or this cannot be used for the purpose of any other things. So as a security, etc., also this check cannot be offered. So for that purpose, we used to put a seal on this particular check for the purpose of cash withdrawal from this branch only. Saving bank term deposit, these can be opened in the case of minor account. Minor account cannot issue or draw checkbook in favor of third party. Now we are having the secrecy regarding customer account. This we have already discussed. Now we will be talking about another guideline, that is DIC GC cover. So Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation. So whatever deposit we are having in the name of customer, for that we have to purchase guarantee from DIC GC, for which we are needed to pay premium. So as per recent guideline, every individual is having coverage of 5 lakh rupee. Previously, this amount was 2 lakh rupee. It has been revised, so it is 5 lakh rupee. And we used to pay premium for this DIC GC cover on half-yearly basis in the month of September and in the month of March. Then we are having guideline regarding dormancy. So any account which remain inoperative, means when there is no transaction for the period of 24 months, we classify this account as dormant. Now, there are three words which are being used for dormant: inoperative, inactive, and dormant. So earlier there were guidelines of 21 months for inoperative, for making account inoperative, but now all such guidelines have been taken off. Now there is single guideline, whether account is inactive or inoperative or dormant. All three words are being used and time period is 24 months. So please don't be confused between 21 and 24 months. It is now 24 months only. Then the account is to be, RBI has given guideline regarding deaf depositors education awareness fund. So whenever any account which remains inoperative or dormant for the period of 10 months, we have to transfer this fund to the RBI. So RBI will be keeping this fund under DEF, and we have to transfer this fund within the period of 3 months from the expiry of 10 years. Now, next guideline is regarding illiterate person. So whether an illiterate person can open account? Yes, he can open saving account. They cannot open current account. That is first guideline. Whether they can operate individually? Yes, they can operate individually. Whether checkbook facility can be given to such account. So normally it is not given, but nowhere it is restricted. So yes, we can provide them checkbook. Whether debit card can be issued? Yes, debit card can be issued to illiterate person only in cases of PMJDY account. So if illiterate person is having any account under PMJDY account or PMJDY scheme, then we can issue debit card. If account of a literate person is opened in any other scheme, we cannot issue debit card. Also, whenever opening account of a literate person, we have to open this under witness. So witness should be there for opening of the account, so that later there are no issues. Next guideline, which is related to visually challenged person. Whether we can open accounts for visually challenged person? Answer is yes, we can open. Such account can be opened individually and checkbook facility can be given. We can issue debit card also, but we have to take care that only Union Spurs debit card should be issued in case of visually challenged person. In case of a literate person, one more point which was left, that in that case, we cannot issue checkbook. In general cases, I'm telling, if specific guideline are there at many point of time, court used to give guideline that you issue checkbook, but that check can be used for the purpose of cash withdrawal from the branch. It cannot be used for the purpose of clearing. Then accounts of person with autism, cerebral palsy, mental retardation, and multiple disabilities. In this case, there is a specific agency, that is the district court under Mental Health Act. They have set a local level committee under the National Trust for Welfare of Person with Autism, Cerebral Palsy, Mental Retardation, and Multiple Disabilities under Disability Act. So this particular body will be appointing a legal guardian who will be operating account of such kind of person, and they will be issuing indemnity cum undertaking bond to the bank as per the, which will be stamped as per local law in that particular area. So after obtaining legal guardianship and this indemnity only, we can open the account for such kind of people. Now, there are guidelines in this policy, that is deposit policy, regarding premature withdrawal or renewal of term deposit. So premature withdrawal, yes, it can be allowed at customer's request, but there will be a penal interest. For example, if deposit is kept for 1 year and customer wants to withdraw in 6 months, so what rate of interest will be paid? So at the date on which account was opened, whatever rate of interest was there for 6 months, minus 1% penal interest, it will be paid to the customer. Now for keeping or for getting interest on any term deposit, minimum time period is 7 days. So if customer has opened a term deposit for example 3 months, and if customer closes in 6 days, whether any interest will be paid? So answer is no, no interest will be paid. Now, I was talking about there are certain institutions which are prohibited from opening saving account. So first one, any trading or business concern, they cannot open saving account. Such concern is proprietorship, partnership firm, company, association, LLPs. Then apart from that, government department or bodies, depending upon budgetary allocation. Then government department, municipal corporation, panchayat samiti, state housing board, state electricity board, industrial development authority, water sewerage drainage board, state textbook publication corporation, metropolitan development authority, state district level housing cooperative society, RRBs, cooperative bank, and land development bank, and any political party. So political parties also cannot open saving account. We have to open only current account if they want to open. So this was regarding the deposit policy, although there are other cases also in case of premature withdrawal. So if any of the deposit which has become overdue due to some reason, since it was not auto renewed, in that case, a customer can put a request up to 14 days for the renewal from the backdated effect. So it can be allowed in genuine cases where system has not renewed this. Whenever there is any bulk deposit, in bulk deposit cases, the facility of auto renewal is not allowed. So what will happen on the date of maturity, that particular account will get closed. Then in case a person who has opened a deposit and during the tenure of that particular deposit, the person has died. Now the question comes, what interest rate will be paid to the customer? So answer is, till maturity, the interest as per the contractual rate will be paid. But on maturity, if customer or their legal means if legal hire do not claim the amount, so from maturity date, this account will not be considered as a renewed account. So what we'll be doing, from the date of maturity till the date of settlement, interest which is applicable for saving bank deposit, that interest rate will be paid. So this is regarding in case if the customer dies during the currency of the deposit. Now we are coming to the third part. So that is cash management and operations. So first at branch level, whenever cash retention limit it exceeds, so branch manager will be receiving SMS. If cash balance exceeds 5 times, so branch manager, regional head, deputy zonal head and zonal head, they will be receiving SMS on their mobile number. If the number is feed in ME, REG menus. Then talking about what will be the cash retention limit which will be allocated in the branch. So it will be in accordance with the CD ratio below the benchmark level of 0.20%. So it will be depending on your CD ratio. Now, regarding cash, we have to submit certain certificate. So cash voucher, those are tallied with the cash scroll report. That is one certificate which we have to submit. Second one is branch head must carry out surprise check. So for this surprise check, what is the frequency? It should be done on a monthly basis. There was change in previous year. Earlier it was monthly basis. Then it should be done on a monthly basis. Now entry. So DWBP, it is the menu where denomination wise cash balance should be maintained. And then regional office, it should conduct periodical surprise cash of cash held in the branch once in every quarter. And regional office to conduct physical cash verification of on monthly basis. In case if branch or ATM is having cash balance over the retention limit. So in normal cases, it will be done on quarterly. Whenever the balance is exceeding the retention limit, in that case, this conduct of the physical cash verification should be done on monthly basis by regional office. Now there are guidelines related to cash on remittance, that how many people shall carry, what will be the mode of transport of the fund, how many guards are required. So if we go with this, so first in case of cash van, see here, cash van, car or four-wheeler, cash limit is 50 lakh rupee without any guard. So it says up to 50 lakh rupee armed guard is not mandatory. But if it is available, he may be deputed at branch manager's discretion. So up to 50 lakh, no guard is required. Auto rickshaw up to 50 lakh, no guard is required, but staff complement should be 2. Minimum 2 staff is required. In case of motorcycle, 2 staff complement may carry up to rupees 10 lakh, and on foot up to 5 lakh. So by walk we can carry 5 lakh, but here also minimum staff complement should be 2. Now here if we talk about staff complement, it doesn't say which 2 staff should be there. So it can be complement of any 2 staff. For up to rupees 200 lakh rupee, cash van or car or four-wheeler. Any of these can be there, but condition is one armed guard should be there. So two staff along with one guard for taking cash up to rupees 200 lakh or 2 crore. If up to 5 crore or 500 lakhs, it can be carried with two guards along with two staff. And what will be the mode of the transport? So mode of the transport, cash van or car or four-wheeler. Now the question comes here, nothing is mentioned above 5 crore. So in case of above 5 crore, we have to mandatory transfer the fund through cash van only. Cash van which will be escorted with the armed guard. So in case if we have to remit more than 5 crore, it should be cash van of currency chest or any agency which has been arranged for more than 5 CR. Now regarding cash, we are having clean note policy which was issued by RBI. So as per clean note policy, it says that no person should write anything on the note. The note should not be mishandled, note should not soil, or anybody should not deface or defigure any of the banknote. And if any person is fined that who is harming the banknote wantedly, those persons are subject to action, legal actions. Also regarding banker guideline is that we shall not write anything. We shall not staple any of the banknote. Any banknote which is soiled in nature or non-issuable, we shall not issue such kind of notes. So it is what it is discussed in the clean note policy. Now, if we talk about the cash deposit charge, so up to 3 transactions, no charges are there. If more than 3 transactions are done, in that case, charges will be applicable, and minimum amount on which cash will not be charged is 50,000. So if, for example, I am maintaining account in branch A and I am depositing amount in branch B. Now, if this amount is more than 50,000, in that case, what will happen? I have to pay cash transaction charge that will be rupees 1 per 1,000. And the minimum amount which will be charged is rupees 50. And maximum will be rupees 10,000 plus GST. So this is the guideline. In case of CC or OD account, those guideline will change. So here it says 50,000 or 10 packet, whichever is higher. So if this limit exceeds, then rupees 1 per 1,000 will be charges. In case if cash is being deposited at non-based branch, in case of CD or CC account. So first one was for SB account and the second one is for CD account. In this case, cash free limit is rupees 25,000. And then there will be charge of rupees 2 per 1,000. So there it was rupees 1, here it is rupees 2. Minimum amount is 50 and maximum amount is rupees 10,000. Please excuse me for a minute. My laptop is getting discharged. Let me. Yes, thank you. And clean note policy, it says bank will ensure removal of soil notes and we should not circulate any such note. We shall not write anything on the note. So there might be question that which one of the following is not part of the clean note policy. So these things, remember, should not be used for making deco. Now the purpose, since each note, the printing, it carries some cost. And if those notes are destroyed in such a way, then costing will get increased. That is the purpose. Apart from that, other objectives to curb the circulation of counterfeit currency in the country, to curb the black money or shadow economy, to give good quality currency notes and increase the lifespan of banknote, saving on printing cost and enabling circulation of clean and safe money. So these are the purpose of the clean note policy. So possibly there might be a question that which of the following is not the objective of clean note policy. Now, what are the changes in clean note policy? So poor cash management, piling up of old cash or soiled cash, slowdown in economic growth, and specialized currency verification. Now coming to the most we can of currency, that is detection and impounding of fake Indian currency note. So the first question comes, who can impound currency? Answer is all the banks. Apart from that, issue office of Reserve Bank of India. So if we talk about all the banks, so banks can collect it through the branches where cash operations are there or issue office of Reserve Bank of India. Now, second guideline regarding this counterfeit currency, it says each FICN, it has to be invariably impounded. Means if any customer is producing, we cannot return it back. Without any exception, we have to impound such kind of note. And failure will be constituted as willful default or willful involvement, and penalty will be imposed. So if any of they are returning or willfully, if they are not impounding the note, and if it comes to the notice of the authorities, so it will be considered as a willful involvement, means the particular staff has involved in such kind of activity. Now talking about reporting of getting FICN or fake Indian currency note. So in case if we have received counterfeit currency notes up to 4 pieces in a transaction, what we shall do? So guideline says in such kind of case, annexure 3 is there, reporting format of RBI. In this format, we have to send this report to nodal bank officer, and in return, nodal bank officer will submit this report to police authority. So this consolidated report at the end of the month, particular nodal bank officer will be submitting to police station. So this is the guideline for notes up to 4 pieces. Up to 4 pieces. Now, where number of counterfeit notes in a transaction is is more than 4, or we can say 5 or more. So 5 or more than 4, both can be. There might be such kind of things for confusing you. 4 or more, that is one thing, means sorry, more than 4 or 5 notes. In this case, what will happen in a single transaction? Directly we need to report to the police authority. In that case, we shall not report to nodal office, we shall report to the police authority as per annexure 4. Now, apart from that, we have to report to other statutory entities also. That is, first one is RBI, then Financial Intelligence Unit, and NCRB. So these are the 3 agencies where we need to report regarding the detection of fake Indian currency notes. Now, if we talk about the reporting timeline to FIU IND, so it should be reported on a monthly basis. And the timeline which we have to report, that is 15th of the succeeding month. How we have to do? Through FinNet portal. So the consolidated report which we are submitting to the nodal officer. So nodal officer has a duty to submit this to FIU IND. In case of Crime Record Bureau, National Crime Record Bureau also, we need to report this. So for this purpose, we have to report this and unique reference number. So we can report this through the portal, this our Omni Enterprises, we can report to NCRB. Now talking about who will be the nodal bank officer. So each bank should designate a nodal bank officer district wise. So in each district, there used to be a nodal officer. In many of the cases, currency chest in charge used to be nodal officer. The same to the regional office of RBI concerned and police authority. All cases of reporting of counterfeit note currency should be done through nodal bank officer only. So directly we cannot report to RBI. it shall go through nodal bank officer. So nodal bank officer will be the contact point for all this FICN related matter. Now, if we talk about the currency, so there are certain terms which are being used. So first term which we use is soil note. So which type of a note is considered to be a soil note? So soil note means any note which has become dirty due to excess uses, and also it includes any note which is in two-piece, means single cut note. So dirty note as well as a two-piece note will be considered as a soil note. Now, many of us might be having a misconception that any note which is dirty or with time it has got wear and tear, such kind of note only will be soil note. But a two-piece note also it will be a soil note. It will not be considered as a mutilated note. Now the question comes, so which kind of note will be considered as a mutilated note? So mutilated note is a note where a portion is missing. For example, you can see on this screen, this portion is missing. So any note where any part of the note is missing will be called as a mutilated note. And alternatively, any note which is having more than two pieces. So for example, this note is cut this way, where I have marked this yellow line, you can see. So this note is having three parts. This is part 1, part 2, and part 3. So any note is having more than 3 pieces will be considered as a mutilated note. Imperfect note, a note which is partially obliterated. You can see this part, it is not visible to you. So such kind of notes will be called as a imperfect note. Now this can be due to washed or altered, and this such kind of note is indecipherable, but it will not come under the category of mutilated note. Now in mutilated note, the note has been used, wear and tear was there, but still the note was legible to us. We were able to easily identify, but here you can see certain part of the note, you are not able to identify what exactly was here. So such kind of notes will be called as a imperfect note. Then mismatch note. Mismatch note is such kind of note where part of one part of the note is not matching with another part. Here you can see serial number of this note and serial number of this note. So such kind of notes are called mismatch note. Means one part is from another note, another part is from another note. Now talking about note refund rule. So we are having two types of rule. First rule is applicable for note denomination up to rupees 20. Second one is note denomination of rupees 50 and above. Now, if we talk about note denomination for up to rupees 20, in this case, we are having two guidelines. Up to 20, if single largest undivided piece is more than 50%, or less than 50%. If single large undivided piece is more than 50%, then we have to pay full value. And if it is less than 50%, then no value will be paid, means we have to reject the claim. If you talk about denomination 50 and above, then here we are having three guidelines. Area more than 80%, single largest undivided piece is having area more than 40%, more or equal to 40%, and less than or equal to 80%. And third one is less than 40%. So if single largest undivided piece is having area more than 80%, we have to pay full value. If single largest undivided piece is having area more than or equal to 40% or less than or equal to 80%, in this bracket, we have to pay half value. And if single largest undivided piece is having area less than 40%, in that case, we'll be rejecting such kind of notes. So basically, we can say the value of the note will be depending on single largest undivided piece. So it will be deciding the value of the note. And then last, it is regarding bird note, brittle note, or termite eaten notes. So regarding such kind of notes, you can see these are the burn notes. These are also burn notes. Now there can be some notes which are termite bitten notes. So such kind of note, those should not be accepted or exchanged in the branches. For such kind of note, a special guideline are there that such kind of note can be changed at claim section, issue department of Reserve Bank of India. The reason is that if we exchange such kind of note in the branches, so what will happen? The condition of the note might get deteriorate in the latter part. So that's why we have to take special care. So this was all I wanted to discuss about this particular session. Now we are having MCQs, so we'll be discussing those. So please be connected. Wait a minute, I'm sharing. These questions will be visible on your screen, and then you can share your answer in the inbox, in the chat box. In the chat box, you can share your answer. So I'll be showing the question first on your screen. This is the first question. Hmm? Okay, so maximum answer I have received E. Some people have answered A also. Okay, fine. So here answer is E, all of the above. Who can open saving account? Minor can open. Societies registered under Society Registration Act. Companies governed by Companies Act 1956, which have been licensed under central government under such act, Khadi and Village Industry Board. So yes, all can open. Now, second question, an account will be classified as inoperative if there are no transaction in the account for a period of how many months? So here are your options. Chat not working. Chat not working. Okay, so I'm getting different kind of options. 12 months, 24 months, 12 months, A, C. Okay, so answer to this is 24 months. In this year's policy, it has been clarified that it will be 24 months, whether it is inoperative or it is inactive or it is dormant. For all three cases, this is the answer, 24 months. Anurag sir, you have raised hand. You can raise your query in chat box. Okay, coming to the next question. Proceeds of deposit can be paid in cash only up to which amount? Okay, A answer. Some people are answering B. A. Okay, B. Okay. Okay, so now we are going with answer. Answer is A, rupees 20,000. Now here we were talking about be paid in cash. Amount we can pay in cash, so 20,000 only we can pay in cash. Remaining amount is to be paid, means if amount is more than 20,000, it is to be paid through account only. For the purpose of receiving, we can receive any amount less than 50,000, but for the purpose of payment, it is 20,000 only. Now, this is the next question. Guardian appointed by the minor's father is called blank. Such guardians act only after the death of father and mother of the minor. Sir, we are receiving A, C, B, A, B, B, A. Okay, so A and B mostly we are getting these two answers. Some answers C also we have received. So legal guardian, okay, natural guardian by law, guardian by default. Answer is A, testamentary guardian. In such kind of case, the guardian minor's father, it will be called as a testamentary guardian. Now coming to the next question. As per Section 6 of Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act 1956, in case of a minor boy or unmarried girl, father and in his absence, mother shall be guardian of both minor. This type of guardianship is called, now these are your options. Here we are getting answer as E. Some people are answering A and D also. C, B, C, C. Okay. B, C, B. Okay. So answer for this is natural guardian. In Hindu Act, in case of death of the, in case of a minor boy, the father, and if father is not there, then mother will be called as a natural guardian. Now coming to next point, who cannot open saving account? These are your options. Any trading or business concern, government department or bodies depending upon budgetary allocation, any political party, panchayat samitis, or all of the above. Okay. So here unanimously we are getting the answer E. Okay, one answer C also we have received. Okay, so all of you are correct. The answer is E. All of the above cannot open. We have gone through this particular slide while we were discussing. So all of the above cannot open. Now coming to next question. Depositor has a choice to change auto renewal period within blank days from the date of maturity with value dated effect. Okay, we are receiving answer as option E. Okay, option E and 40 days, E and 40 days, E and 40 days. Yes, all of you are absolutely correct. The answer is 14 days. Okay, so now moving to the next question. The first item on the debit side will be the item to be discharged or reduced by the subsequent item on the credit side. The credit entries in the account adjust or set off the debit entries in chronicle order. What is this rule called? Now, these are your options on the screen. Okay, so most of you have answered as E. So yes, E is the correct answer. It is called as a Clayton rule. So Clayton rule says whichever liability has been created first will be diluted first. Okay, coming to the next question. What is the number of minimum shareholder in a private limited company? This we have not discussed. I'm giving you options. Okay, so I have received many of the answers as option A or 2 in number. Yes, answer is 2. Correct. Now coming to next question. What is the maximum shareholder in private limited company? Maximum number of shareholder in a private limited company. Okay, here also I'm getting answer. So yes, most of you have answered 200. Yes, it is the correct answer. Answer is 200. Earlier it was 50. Now it has been revised to 200 as per Companies Act 2013. What is minimum shareholder, number of minimum shareholder in public limited company? Okay, E777E. Yes, answer is 7. Now, just opposite. Maximum shareholder in public limited company. Okay, no limit, no limit. Option D. Okay, so most of you have responded. Option D, yes. Answer. No maximum number of shareholders prescribed there. Now coming to the administrator. Now let me tell context about this administrator. It is regarding any particular case. Sorry, where? Okay, I have already told the answer. Okay, so tell me the answer. Who will be appointing administrator? Okay, AB, probate. A different type of answer I'm getting. There is confusion between A, B. Some D answer I also have received. Okay, fine. So administrator will be appointed by the court. Only court is having authority to appoint the administrator. And generally in those cases where there was no will, etc., in that case, court used to assign administrator. Okay, coming to the next question. Executor. Executor is appointed by A, probate, fine, A, will, D, so here will, executor is appointed by will. In will, it used to be mentioned that who is going to execute. See, in will, certain conditions will be given that I am having this much property. Out of this property, I want to share in this particular ratio, and Mr. XYZ will execute this. So will be appointing the executor. Means as per will, executor will be appointed. Now, talking about trust, so which one is correct about trust? Okay, D. Okay, different answers I'm getting. Mostly I have received E. Yes, E is the correct answer. All these points are correct. Trust are registered with Charity Commissioner of State. So yes, it is state matter. One party is author, second one is trustee, and third one is beneficiary. All are correct. Which one is correct about Union Udan? There's a scheme, na account scheme. Okay, so I have received one answer, that is D from Kirti. Sankalp D. Ramkrishna sir E. Hemchandra D. Madhavi E. Rakesh Mehto D. Okay. This time I have received less answers. Sagarika ma'am E. E. Okay. E. Okay, so majority of people have responded with answer E, but some people have responded with D also. I can say equally. So here answer is D. Sorry, E. All are correct. It can be saving or current account because in both the category it can be open. Entry level of professional is 21 to 40 year. This is also correct. Customer can choose last 7 digit of account number. This is also correct. So answer is all are correct. Now next question, it is related to Union Trade current account. These are the options on your screen. Okay, so answer I have received E, D. There is one question that what is a probate? So any will which has been certified by the court or which has been validated by the court, that will be called as a probate. For example, what used to happen in many of the cases, one person who has executed multiple will. Now, and wherever such kind of disputes are there, So then all such kind of wills, those are presented before the court, and court used to certify that which particular will is the genuine will, and that will is called as a probate. So here for this particular question, answer is A and B are correct. Here customer cannot choose last 7 digit of account number. It is applicable only for Union Udan, that is professional account. So here only A and B are correct. Answer is. Coming to next question. Which one is correct about Union RERA current account? Okay, so answer I have received E. Answer I have received D. E. Okay. I have received one more answer as A. Okay, another one A. So here correct answer. It is all are correct. No, actually, even I am having a doubt. Customer cannot choose last 7 digit of account number. So B, it is wrong. No, this is not correct answer. B is not correct answer. So here it should be A and C are correct. Okay, that option is not there. So we'll leave this question. A and C are correct. A and C are correct. Which one is correct about Union Unnati current account? Okay, this question is which one is correct about Union Unnati current account? Option A, eligibility, women individual and sole women proprietorship. B, average monthly balance to be maintained is rupees 50,000. Option C, sum assured of rupees 10 lakh on detection of breast, ovarian and cervical cancer. D, option A and B are correct. E, all are correct. So here, if I go with answers, yes, majorly all the people have marked it as E. Yes, absolutely. E is the correct answer. What is USP? USP of Union Unnati current account? This is C, option C. Sum assured of rupees 10 lakh on detection of breast, ovarian or cervical cancer. So this is the USP of this account. Which one is correct about Union Samriddhi saving account? Option A, eligibility, women individuals 18 years and above. Option B, average monthly balance to be maintained is rupees 15,000. Option C, sum assured of rupees 5 lakhs on detection of breast, ovarian and cervical cancer. Option D, A and B are correct. Option E, all are correct. Okay, so I have received mixed answers E, D, C